Just went over the closing arguments in the Brendan Banfield trial. Who do you believe? Did you like the prosecution's case in chief stating about who was the one that created the accounts, who was the one that lured Joe Ryan into the house? What about the blood evidence? Do you believe that the blood evidence was smeared on Joe Ryan, that his pants were pulled down to make it look like he was the one that did it? What about Joe Ryan being incapacitated and who was the one that used the knife to stab Christine? Do you believe that Juliana Magalhaes' testimony about the events that happened? The prosecution put together a wonderful timeline, very concise, very nice package, wrapped it up in a bow, very concise, very to the point about what the elements of the crimes are. Also went over what the elements that he's being charged with and went over those very, very carefully to let you know what you need to consider in order to find Mr. Banfield either guilty or not guilty for that matter, right? And then it was the defense turn. Unfortunately, Mr. Carroll just went on and on and on about the issues with the Fairfax County Police Department and whether they're infighting. But again, it still doesn't negate the fact that there are two people who have passed away in this account and who was responsible for them. He went into a little bit about Juliana Magalhaes and her testifying about her account of the events and that her testimony was bought and paid for. Well, that is a consideration to take into account. But then you also have to go through the evidence and see what fits and what doesn't. He did make some good points about perhaps some of the misinterpretation about the blood evidence and what blood was where, etc., talking about they didn't test certain things. Is that a controversial thing as well? You also have to remember that closing arguments are not part of the things that you consider as a jury. They're not testimony. You have to rely on each one of the persons that offer testimony and whether they are telling the truth or a lie. And in the end, the prosecution came up and stated that Brendan Banfield lied. He lied about his job and that he had this very important meeting and that his boss came to testify. I continue to say the same thing over and over again about two truths and a lie. So there's someone's telling a truth, someone's telling a truth, and there's something in the middle as to exactly what happened. But in the end, it is up to the jury to decide whether he is guilty or not. Spoiler alert. He was found guilty. Haven't covered that just yet. We're going to go to that next. But if you want to go see the full download of everything, go to my YouTube channel and look at the long form content that I have created for you. Like and follow if you want to hear more.